Women think nowadays that sex
Right.
would keep a man or
Right.
hold down a man or how good they could be in bed,
Right.
and that's not the case. Like, it's self-respect.
That was one thing that we discussed in counseling before marriage was like having boundaries because we have to be aware that we are a family now and
Yeah.
we're not attached to our family. We
Yeah.
are a family of our own now. So some of the things I think we discussed was like now I have to respect that whenever they ask for something or if they're in need of something or of my assistance, I can't just wake up and go.
I wanted to have that boundary set, like, because I didn't want to, like, be in no man's house.
Right.
um I didn't want to be in no man's house and we're not married. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Your welcome back is getting better. It gets better every time.
It's always better. It's always good.
Okay, if you say so, I guess. But welcome back to the channel. It's your boy DNG, and
This is Martine.
we're glad to be here. Welcome back to Practice Makes Progress podcast.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. It's like we're on the wave right now. We're proud of ourselves because we're doing this more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how you feeling, Miss Lady? How you feeling?
I don't know. Probably hungry.
Oh yeah. You talking about you want Chick-fil-A, but on Sunday Chick-fil-A is not available. Sorry about that. I'm gonna fry you up some chicken. All right, you want chicken with fried plantain?
We'll see.
Yeah. All right, but without further ado, let them know what we're talking about today, Miss Lady.
Today we are on the topic of boundaries.
Boundaries. You want to give them the definition of boundaries?
Boundary means a line that marks the limit of an area, a dividing line.
Yes. So we want to go ahead and discuss like why it's so important to have boundaries in your life, personally, family wise, friends wise, spouse, whatever. How important boundaries is.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and discuss family boundaries. Actually,
Family boundaries.
family boundaries. How do you want to talk about that? Like your family and my family. What are some things that you put in place to let them know? All right, this is a line that you cannot cross.
I don't like. Sadly,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm close to my family to the point of like them crossing my boundaries.
Okay.
Well, my mom, because she's like my best friend.
Right.
So sometimes I have to like chill because like she could, because we're so close. She tends to be overprotective over me.
Right.
Yeah. So
Okay.
for my mom, I think that's the only one
person
that
you have a boundary line for. Well, for me, it's opposite because I have a big family and a close family. So, yeah, it's you're teaching me how to have boundaries.
Yes, Lord Jesus,
Keep boundaries within the marriage because that's really important. That was one thing that we discussed in counseling before marriage was like having boundaries because we have to be aware that we are a family now and we're not attached to our family. We are a family of our own now. So some of the things I think we discussed was like now I have to respect that whenever they ask for something or if they're in need of something or of my assistance, I can't just wake up and go.
Yes.
I have to check with you first. I have to speak with you first in order to see if it's a good idea to proceed with it. So that's one of the things that I'm still learning, even though like we're 5 months into marriage now.
Yeah.
5 months,
Yeah.
almost 6. Yeah. So that's one of the things that I'm learning right now. And another thing is like I would say another discussion would be like boundaries, like with your friends. What are some of the boundaries that you kept with your friends and stuff like and stuff like that?
I mean, boundaries with my friends. Well, I'm far away from my friends.
Yeah.
And me and my friends are actually really close. But I don't think I have those
Friendly.
problems, like,
Yeah.
because like I'm far away now,
Right. Right.
so
But
it's
I'm
like
talking about before though. Like, did
before.
you ever like keep boundaries with your friends? Did
No,
you?
but because I would like my friends. They they work on boundaries,
Oh, okay.
like for themselves.
Right.
So like, I don't think I ever have that problem with
Mm-hmm.
like, oh,
You gotta
you're
stay.
you're
Yeah.
coming into my space type thing. Because we all work on boundaries. Me more so, like I'm very like even like when I call before calling someone,
Mm-hmm.
I I text them, hey, you're available, because I
To
don't like
talk.
to be in people. I don't like to overstep
Right.
my boundaries. I don't like to over.
Yeah, like intrude into
Yeah,
people's life like
yeah,
without, checking with them
yeah.
first. Okay. So do you think is really important as, somebody like a lot of us, well, I mean like humanity itself, um people all in all to have boundaries? Do you think
Um.
that is important right now?
Oh, of course. Boundaries is really important. It's important in your family. It's important in your friendships. It's important in like whatever has to do with relationship.
Mhm.
That falls in that category. I believe boundaries is important.
Okay. So another place that we don't really like talk about boundaries has to do with like finances, managing money.
Yes, that's
That's
true.
a big place that we have to go out and implement that, because we're a generation of people that just love to spend,
Hmm.
because we see we have it and we want it. We'll spend, not thinking of like rainy days or what has to
Yeah.
happen tomorrow, when it comes to finances. So I think like that's a really big thing, because boundary goes hand in hand with like discipline as well.
Hmm.
Because if you're disciplined enough to, you know, all right, I'm using my money to go towards this, and that. I'm spending towards this. I'm saving towards this. Then you'll be able to, manage what you have better, and
Hmm.
be able to save what you have better, and increase it better.
To be a better steward.
Yeah, to be
Yeah.
a better steward. And I think that's one of the problems a lot of Christians have, is the fact that we think because we are called the children of God or
Like
people of
God is just
God,
gonna drop it.
yeah, God is gonna give it to
Just shake
you,
the tree.
press down. What is that verse? I will give you increasingly abundant, 30-fold, 60-fold, 100-fold, pressed
Yeah.
down, shaken together, running
Yeah.
over.
We forget the principles.
Yeah, but there's principle with that. Like, you have to manage whatever you
Hmm.
mismanage, you are going to lose. That comes to your
Hmm.
finances. That comes to your health. That comes to your job. That comes to your work. That comes to anything that you're doing as a human being. So I think with us, like setting that boundary, like, okay, okay, first, all right, this is an
Okay, you gonna
example.
come for me?
No, no,
No. What?
what? No,
Go ahead.
I'm about to talk about me.
Okay.
Talk about me. Like, okay, I'm setting a boundary. I want to go ahead and lose a certain amount of weight by
Hmm.
a certain amount of time.
Hmm.
Why is that? The reason is because I'm unhealthy. Like, honestly, like I got real big. Another reason is because I want to be able to feel better, to be able to move, swiftly and stuff like that. Another reason will be because of you, right? And the baby girl. So, I want to be able to set boundaries, like helping myself health wise to be able to be a stronger person, because, all right, I'm your protector, right? I'm your husband. So if I'm fat and sloppy, it's easy for someone to beat me up.
Wow, this is what you think about.
No, no, it's not just that, but it's just that health wise, because like a lot of the stuff that we eat, if you look at the food nowadays, man, it's
Hmm.
bad.
It's
So
bad.
it's killing us slowly. So if you're not managing it, if you're not setting boundaries on how you're exercising, what you're eating, and how you're eating it, it's just gonna cause you to mismanage your body, and mismanaging your body equals death. So that's really important.
Yeah, and if you feel like you're unhealthy and you just continue down the same road, the same path, like it's like the boundaries you're not setting for that is like, okay, you don't feel good, like
Right.
you don't feel great in your skin, but like um the thing with like not eating healthy and you don't feel great, it's like you tend to look at other people and feel bad
Mm-hmm.
and want to criticize them, or it just make you have bad energy.
Right.
Like it makes you have bad energy, bad attitude towards other people because you already don't feel good about yourself.
Right.
So like when other people, you see other people doing it, it makes you feel like it's a form of jealousy.
Yeah,
So
it's hating. That's what
yeah,
it is. Like
yeah.
you're just hating on them because they taking that time, they setting those boundaries, they're
Mm-hmm.
disciplining themselves, to work towards it. And what I also understand, or what I've come to understand, is that honestly, God gave everybody a brain and God gave everybody an ability to do something. So whenever you see somebody excelling towards or doing something that you want to do, it's because they're setting boundaries and they're
Yeah.
setting that discipline to work at it. You don't see the trials, the tribulations, the issues that they go through because they're working in private.
Mm-hmm.
But you get to see the fruit of what they're doing based on their boundary setting and based on their discipline as well.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, when you talk about like jealousy and stuff like that, it's basically like taking the focus off of you and
Mm-hmm.
your abilities and looking at somebody else and seeing yourself in them, and or seeing yourself not accomplishing what they're accomplishing by watching them, if that makes sense, or so
Yeah.
on and so forth. So I think like boundaries is very important in each and every aspect of life. People out there who are dating, you set dating boundaries, right?
Yeah.
What were some of the boundaries that you set when we were dating?
Where- some of the boundaries that I set was not being on the phone a certain time,
Right.
or like late.
Late, yeah.
Um, what else?
I think you didn't we didn't even see each other. I didn't meet you in
Yeah, because
person for
I didn't want to I wanted to have that boundary set, like because I didn't want to like be in no man's house.
right.
um I didn't want to be in no man's house and we're not married. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? Like, so stuff like that. What else? It was other stuff.
Sex.
Yes, I had a boundary. Like, mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think like that's what people that's why it's so important, like as a female to have boundaries and as a man to have boundaries as well, because in that scenario, in that situation, let's just say you did not have any type of boundary, that would just give me any type of access to you. You
Yeah.
understand? And I wouldn't respect you as much,
Mm-hmm.
because you don't have those boundaries. So I'll just feel like, oh, she's like every other girl out there. So I could treat her any type of way, and she's still gonna come around. And I think that's one of the reasons as to why people, like a lot of people these days, I think like within their dating in the dating world or the dating market, people could be dating somebody for like 5-6 years,
Mm-hmm.
and not be married because they didn't set that boundary. Like,
And I believe it's a generational thing too.
yeah, of course.
Like with that, it's like, for example, with the dating scene, you would most people that I know
Mm-hmm.
grow up in single parent houses, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So like majority of the time is the mom who's there
Mm-hmm.
and the dad is not there.
Right.
So when it's that case, no one is there to teach. Like if it's a woman, no one is there to teach. The that man is not there to teach the lady how to be received
Right.
to a man. So
Right.
many things. So women think nowadays that sex
Right.
would keep a man or
Right.
hold down a man, or how good they could be in bed.
Right.
And that's not the case. Like it's self-respect.
Mm-hmm.
You have to being taught how to have, and God taught me that. Like I'm not gonna lie, I didn't have self-respect
Mm-hmm.
growing up. I grew up with my mom, and it's not that she didn't teach us, but it's that we go learn from the outside,
Right.
because we don't know, like parent a parent who has like multiple children, it's hard to keep tabs on
Each and every
each
one.
and every one. So it's like you're not learning, and then plus television is teaching us like
Yes.
things too. So
Right.
like we see sometimes we see the parent, a parent has passed away, and one parent have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that you're learning from one parent, and I don't care what most people women normally say, I'm your mother and I'm your dad. No, you cannot do both.
Right.
You
No.
cannot be my mom and you cannot be my dad,
Mm-hmm.
because there's things that I need to learn from my dad,
Right.
and there's things that I need to learn from my mom in order to become a full woman.
Right. Mm.
So,
Man, that's just like this whole boundary thing is kind of trickling into
yeah.
another conversation, but that's true. Because like as a woman, you need both parts to be able to
Yeah.
be full and to be able to go out there. And your dad will teach you like the boundaries that you need to set as a
Yeah.
woman to in the dating world to choose a man, because
Yeah.
like most of the time women choose men based on their father
Yeah.
figure
Yeah.
being there or not being there
Yeah.
at all. So it's a reflection of your dad being in the household. So he's supposed to be within that space, to teach you, okay, these are the boundaries you set.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm not here to have sex with you. I'm focused on my relationship with God. I'm praying, I'm reading the word of God, I'm going to school, I'm working, and I'm just bettering myself and figuring out what my purpose is. These are some of the boundaries I think a lot of people need to set for themselves, because one of the things is I think is a really big issue that's causing like the family, to be
Divided.
divided nowadays, because if you don't have the father or the mother, the father in the home to teach your daughters this or to teach your sons this, society is just cracking
Yes. They
every
just
day.
teaching anything,
Anything. So that
like
yeah.
based on how they feel.
Right. It's a feeling thing now.
Yeah.
It's not anything that's based or is concrete on the word of God, because I was like, the word of God is boundaries. It's like
Yeah.
the book of
Yeah.
boundaries. You
Yes.
understand? Like it's
Technically.
yeah, it
When you
really
think
is.
about it, technically.
Yeah, because all right, let's read that chapter, Proverbs, that chapter, the verse of the day for this video. She about to read it. Proverbs 27:17.
Proverbs 25, verses 17. Don't visit your neighbors too often, or you will wear your welcome. Wear out your welcome.
Yeah, that's funny because that is true. I've experienced it. If you're around people too much, or if you're always in their face, yeah, it's not as welcoming as
Yeah.
as you
Yeah.
want
If
it to
people is
be.
always seeing you, it's like,
Yeah, like,
what are you doing here?
he's around here all the time. Okay, that's just him. You understand? But like, if they don't see you for a while, oh my gosh, girl, come sit down. I made you food to eat. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in a while. And yeah, absence makes the heart grow fonder.
That's true.
That's a
Yeah.
principle, and that's a law. That's true. So yeah, setting boundaries is a very, very important in your relationship, in your friendship, in your marriage, at your job, in
Yeah.
your business.
Yeah. There's a book by, I forgot what's his name, Gary Chapman, I believe.
Yeah.
It's called Boundaries. It's such a good book. Like it divides, like, I mean, it talks about like boundaries on every different area,
Yeah. Every
aspects
different
of
level. Yeah.
life, and it's so good. Like it's so good and it's so helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, people. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with us. This is like a really short video that we want to go ahead and talk about how important it is to set boundaries in your life, because boundaries does make people respect you and does make people, think highly of you. Because if you just allow anybody to have the key or the access to your life, they're not going to respect it at all. And an analogy Martine made was like, it's like, I could just show up to your house.
Without.
Yeah, without calling. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's basically what it is. Like, you just like, all right, I could come in whenever, because there's no line that is drawn, and letting me know that, hey, these are the things that you have to stick by if you want to be in my life. This is what
And
I
certain
do.
boundaries cause you to be set back too.
Yeah, yeah.
Like having certain amount of friends who like certain amount of friends or certain amount of people in your circle who are stuck in their ways, and that could hold you back if you don't know how to put them boundaries in the proper
Yeah.
spaces. Yeah.
So there's a good and a bad side of boundaries.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I have to look at the bad side because I don't know much about the bad side.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anything else you want to say before we get up out of here?
No, we good.
All right. Yeah. So thank you guys for tuning in. Once again, it's your boy DNG.
And I'm Martine.
And we're glad to have you guys back. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that post notification bell, and continue rocking out with us, man. We will see y'all in the next video. Deuces.